little bit about me is actually this caring for, maintaining your fursuits is actually what I do as a living. I work at a very popular theme park. I am not allowed to name the name because technically I'm not supposed to say what I do, but I'll just let you think and guess about that. Not going to confirm, but anyway. Doing that for about 4 years. Before that, I worked in a couple of theaters for a few years as well. And that's what I do. So, those of you who either make your own fursuits or you bought them, we all know how pricey they are, like hundreds, maybe a couple $1,000s. And after wearing some for so long, they will smell. And from going for years of cons, no one's going to want to talk to you if you smell. I can guarantee you that right now. No one's going to talk to you. Or if they do, it's going to be a really awkward talk. So there is a way to actually clean your fursuits. Especially at con, there's an easy way to maintain them and clean them so that you can have fun, everyone will be great. So I'm going to start just with bare basics, just some tips that'll help you. One of the first things is, when you're wearing the full fursuit, be sure that you are wearing some type of underdressing which fully covers so your skin does not come in contact with the fur. The reason being is so that when you sweat, your sweat does not absorb right into the fursuit, mostly because that'll make it smell a hell of a lot faster. For me, I've used t-shirts, leggings, it works. Some people have suggested Under Armour.
Dive skins.
That's good.
That works too.
Because they wick really well, and if you bring 2 pairs, you can wash out a pair in the sink with just a little bit of body soap. You're drying like about an hour.
There you go.
Yep, Under Armour.
See, that works. I like this. It's more of a discussion. Mine just blanked for a second.
Or coffee.
Oh yes, something with caffeine. And with your heads, I would always either wear some type of a hood or a sweatband, or just a headband, just something to help absorb the sweat, because especially when you wear the head fully covering, not going to be a lot of air, just fully sweat all over your face.
Balaclava.
There you go.
Fast and dirty one is you can buy like swimsuit material, lycra. I mean, I barely can sew, and you can like make one yourself in like a few minutes. Make 2. It's the same material as a swimsuit. Do a couple times the sink, dries out, you're golden.
All right, there you go.
You can also wear, if you're in a pinch, a shower cap.
Yeah, there you go. But sometimes with shower caps, if you're...
It doesn't breathe.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So the sweat can just stay up in there.
Yeah.
But if you have to, you could. It all depends on what works best for you. And also all of these are just tips. They may or may not work for you. There's no one tried and true way to do anything. And also example, I myself do not wear fursuits. I'm claustrophobic, so not a good idea. So all of my experience is from doing the work and working with performers who have to wear this. So it is from that point of view.
Did you ever do a production of Cats?
No, but I've had to lift 40-pound costumes onto girls about this much taller than me, and with electrical panels, and those keep trying to kill me.
Wow, sounds like Beach Blanket Babylon.
Another basic is just something to help keep your fursuits clean is I would advise not eating, drinking, or smoking in them. Water's cool because water just can dry out pretty easy. But especially if you're smoking, this is why in theater we will kill the performers if they do this. You're smoking, it's right here. Ash falls, it burns through it. There is no way to fix that unless you want to fully replace the fur or the fabric. And pretty much just with food, self-explanatory, it will stain, it'll be gross, and probably smell. So I just advise don't do that. Another good thing is to try to avoid, if you're outside, try to avoid muddy areas. I mean, sometimes we can't help it if it's raining or whatever. But if you can, try to maintain staying on a sidewalk or in a drier area so mud and such doesn't get on your fur. Okay? Can you all hear me okay? Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Shut up, a good tip is for your fur is before you wear it and after you wear it is to brush it. Brushing is such a good thing, and it makes your fur look so pretty. Look at how pretty this is. And it's so soft. And yes, I will pass this around so you can all touch it, because who doesn't like to touch soft, fluffy things? I did bring 2 types of brushes that I believe are good. If you have a really long fur, either something that's like this or maybe longer, I would actually suggest using something that's more like just a normal hairbrush with wider bristles. The reason for that is it just goes smooth. Sometimes the ones like this, if you use them on a long fur, they tend to take out a lot more fur. And unlike with actual pets, it doesn't grow back. We all know that. So if you guys want to, I can pass this around. If you guys just want to touch it, I don't care. You guys want to- Actually, I'll start at one end and you guys can just pass it around the back. Okay. Cool. So as I said, for longer furs, you would use this one. For shorter fur, this is actually a pet brush. And these little bristles, they do hurt if you use it on your skin, so don't do that. This is just stuff I've learned from getting hurt. And this, what's really great about this is when you're done brushing it, it has this lovely little button that just pushes the fur forward. You can just take it off. But remember, when you do brush, do not brush hard. Just go gently. Now what we're going to do is go over how to actually fully wash it, if you have to fully wash your suit. If you're going to do that, I would take your suit off. If you can, put it inside out, fully put it inside out, because if you put it in a washer, it tends to keep it from catching on anything. When you do that, you would put it on cold and a gentle cycle. I cannot stress enough, please keep anything on cold. Heat will destroy your fursuit, and I don't mean just with a dryer, I mean with a blow dryer, a hair dryer, anything. That's actually what this example is. This is that same fur that I'm passing around to you. This one has been through the dryer. I'm also going to pass this around, and it has tried to be brushed. After a while, it starts to look like cotton, and it does start to feel like cotton after a while. And no matter how much brushing you do, it will never be true again, ever. So just, heat is not your friend. Heat is not a fursuiter's friend. And I mean outside and in the dryer too. You're welcome. Okay. So going back to the washing, I would suggest if you're not sure what type of detergent, I would use either all or Woolites. Woolite's really cool because it creates a nice little smell, but if you're more sensitive to that, all is a good choice. But just tend to go with more simpler detergents, ones that don't have dyes or strong scents, because then your fursuit is made. If your fursuit is airbrushed, I would talk to whoever made it for you, or if you made it, to check to see how it bleeds underwater. It's always good to just do a test patch. Test patch to see what it'll do. When it's done in the washer, since most of the water tends to come out, you can hang it dry. If washing in the washer is not for you, you can soak it in your tub. If you do that, do not hang it dry because it's going to be full of water, and if you try to hang it, the water will weigh it down, stretch it out, and it'll start fitting weird after a while. And if you guys do have any questions with what I'm talking about, if you need me to repeat, please ask me. I know I tend to go fast. Yes?
I have a suggestion. When my first suit was made, she gave me some extra scraps of fur. And if you have extra scraps of fur, you can do a test on those, not even touch your fursuit.
See? That's a good idea. Always good. And I'm just going to throw my phone over there because it won't shut up. So we can all just ignore that. Okay. And okay. For some people, they have suggested to me that you can have your fursuit dry cleaned. I highly do not recommend that, ever. Even if you go by a place that says they do fur, much of the time when they say that, they do mean real fur, which is cleaned differently than fake fur.
Yeah.
especially with the furs like the one I'm passing around to you guys, is they're made out of different types of fibers. With heat, they will melt, they will mat, and then it just becomes a big ugly mess. Now, if you do have a dry cleaner who has cleaned your fursuit and they did a great job, well, then good for you, because you're one of the few people that I know that has that. So good job. All right. So does everyone understand that on the cleaning of the actual suit?